Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you guys what is the difference between union and union all, right? So for showing you that, I'm going to build two tables, country A and country B, right? These two tables are only going to have one column, which is English country region name. Basically, I'm just stripping this out from the dim geography table from the, AdventureWorks database, just like how the same database that I was using in my other videos, right? You can refer to that. So in this one, the first table country A only has countries Australia, Canada, France, and Germany. The countries B has France, Germany, UK, and United Kingdom, and United States, right? So there is a reason you could see why I'm repeating France and Germany, right? I have I'm gonna show you guys the difference between union and union all. So basic difference between that union and union all is basically the elimination of duplication, right? Between these two. One of these eliminates the duplicates and the other one keeps the duplicates, right? That's exactly why I'm, repeating these two. But let's execute it and see what happens. Successful. So I have four rows in the country A. Similarly, I would have four rows in country B too, right? So now that I have these two, I'm just gonna go here. So I'm just gonna read countries A. Right, let's also, let's also read the countries B and then we can show it in one screen, right? So let's do that. All right, so you can see on the results, we have Australia, Canada, France, Germany for country A, France, Germany, UK, and United Kingdom and United States for country B, right? So that's all we have here. So now I'm going to show you guys what is the difference between the union and union all, right? So first one is I'm just gonna make um, a comment here. Say this is basically union, right? So what is union? So union is basically going to append, right? So two given data sets, right? So this is a data set number one, right? So I'm just gonna, let me as well set one, right? Data set one, I'm just making comment here. Uh, and then this is data set two. So union is basically going to append these two. When I say append, it is going to just stack one on top of the other, right? In this case, it's this is going to stack countries A on top of countries B, right? So basically, like appending them, right? But what is the difference? What are the conditions you need to make sure before you do a union statement? In this one, in this example, there is only one column, right, which is countries. Both are basically text columns, which are basically countries. The column from the first data set is text, and the column from the second data set is also a text. For example, if you have a table which has multiple columns, mix of integers and text and date and keys, what would you do in that case, right? You have to make sure always in union or even union all, you always have to make sure you are only appending two tables which has similar structure, right? So the columns, the first column, right, on the first data set and the first column in the second data set has to be same exact data set. That applies for all the other columns in the both data sets. Each and every column in both the data set, it has to be similar with the other corresponding column from the other data set, right? Hope that makes sense. The reason for that is this is all that this is going to do is this is just going to just put one on top of the other, that's all, right? But if you see, it's going to give you a new data set. When it appends, you're going to get a new data set. So a new data set should have the same column type, right? So what if you might have, let's say you have two columns. One is in the first data set you have text and then integer. In the second data set you have an integer and a text. What happens in that case? When it tries to do the union, the resultant data set is going to look ugly. It's going to have a text and then integer. It's going to have an integer and then it's going to have a text. Doesn't make sense, right? So that's exactly why you have to pass the data into the union, the data sets from one and data set from two with the same exact structure, right? So basically, both the tables should have the same exact structure. Hope that makes sense. That's all. So I have the statement here. So let's try to execute this, right? So there is an interesting thing here. So in the first data set, what you would have seen here is you would have, let's run that. In fact, you know what? Let me do this. Uh, I'm going to do a separate select statement, and then let's compare the results between all of these guys, right? So let's do that. All right. Okay, so let me squeeze this little bit in. Okay. So this is a countries A table. Countries A table has Australia, Canada, France, Germany. Countries B has France, Germany, United Kingdom, United States. But if you see the output union set, right? The result of this command is here, right? So whatever is after is, the colon, you'll have that as a new result set because it's a new query basically. If you see the third one, it has Australia, Canada, France, Germany, no problem. And then it has United States and United Kingdom right here. But it is not appending the duplicates. If you see, the France and Germany are the duplicates which we, intentionally introduced, to just to illustrate, right? So it is, if you do union, it's going to basically eliminate the duplicates, right? But let's say in a situation you need a duplicate. How do you do that? How do you bring that in? That's where you bring in the union all, right? So if you do a union all, you see, it brings each and every record. It just stacks. It exactly stacks one on top of the other, not keeping in mind if it's a duplicate or not duplicate. Okay, so that's all. So that is basically the difference between union and union all. I hope this video makes sense. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel. Hit like button for this video, and I'll see you guys in a different video. Thank you.